a left turn. Purpose for next door.
Oh, you could. That's the biggest thing is moisture content.
So if you put a run sound.
I'm looking for something now.
All right, the time is 7 PM. We'll call this meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pileski,
Here.
Trustee Della Penna,
Here.
Trustee Domke.
Here.
Trustee Forsythe. Here. Trustee Lanisa. Trustee Perkowski.
Here.
Trustee Trejo.
Here. And we have a quorum. We'll move on to presentation of the prepared agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. We'll now move on to village board public comment. Anyone wishing to provide a comment on a topic or an agenda item may address the village board during the public comment and public hearing segments of the village board agenda by submitting comments in advance using the online form or during the meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have any submitted in advance?
We have 3 in advance. The first is from Sarah Albrecht. Would you like to come up and read it, or would you like me to? Okay. Sarah writes, hello, what is the update for securing a quiet zone to silence the trains through Roselle's renewed downtown? Did the diagnostic meeting slated for spring, summer 2024 take place? Who attended, from which agencies? What were the findings and next steps? Is the upgrade to the Park Street crossing related to securing a quiet zone? And if the meeting did not take place, why and why not? And what are the sticking points? Thank you very much.
So, to catch everyone up to speed, as a part of we've been trying to get a quiet zone since 2019 for the downtown area. So that has been a very long process where we've been pushed from one agency to another agency. Essentially, something changed in federal law after all of our surrounding communities got their quiet zones from when Roselle initiated the process. That made Roselle the first to go through this new process that in the federal legislation, it carved out the Chicagoland area as a special exempt area for the usual process for quiet zone, which meant no one knew how to handle it. I will say, if anything, silver lining with the rail merger as a stipulation from the FCC on that agreement was that they would need to work with the village to establish a quiet zone and fund that. So we've been working to get a meeting scheduled with all the parties. That took an excess of 2 to 3 months to get all the parties to actually meet with us. We did actually meet, though, so I want to say that was a good, exciting first step. We had representatives from the freight company, Metra, the ICC, the Illinois Commerce Commission, and another agency as well. And so we are going through the process of doing the evaluation we did prior in 2019 again and updated that for current train traffic volume. We will have those results at some point in the future here, hopefully before the end of the year, that will help advise what measures need to be taken place. From that meeting, Metro has been very adamant about wanting anything and everything installed from a measures perspective. Now, a lot of those measures that would need to be installed have a lead time of up to 36 months to even get the equipment to install, which would prevent this from happening. We're hoping that we can go through and kind of negotiate and find the right balance of things to make this happen. So we're still waiting to hear back from those results, but we at least had that first meeting to kick off the process, which is the important first step. The Park Street crossing had nothing to do with this, but it was just scheduled maintenance that Metro needed to complete because it was having some issues from a grading perspective. So unfortunately, things are happening, but no definitive action. We have notified all adjoining property owners that this is something that's moving forward. So we are getting their feedback early and working with them because it may impact their ability to access their property from both directions. So that's something that we're being mindful of. So.
This one is from Jeff Smith of Roselle. Considering in 2023 the library didn't pass, Now that we are in 2024, life is harder for families and the elderly. A lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Also, kids in school are using laptops, not books as much. The old library would suffice, or would be suffice. That would save the taxpayers money.
Just for the record, the library is a separate independent taxing body, and so the Village of Roselle has nothing to do with the referendum. Our participation in it purely comes from the fact that we have a intergovernmental agreement to swap land should the referendum pass. The site that they are proposing as part of the referendum is property the village acquired almost a year ago. And so in that process, we would be able to redevelop the library property. We are doing a joint town hall meeting because it is a very complicated issue. And so if anyone would like to join us here at Village Hall again on Tuesday, September 17th, which is next week, you can hear from both the library and the village independently on the different components of that referendum.
The last one in advance is from Terry Erickson of Roselle. Just want the village residents and trustees to understand the true walking distances measured using Google Maps between Metro 19 parking garage and various destinations. Compare using the proposed multi-use path to using existing sidewalks. Distances do not include the extra 17-foot high rise and drop of the multi-use path to go over Irving Park Road. Garage to west end of path. 17,000 feet via path, 2,000 via Maple Avenue. Saves only 300 feet. Garage to park in Main Street intersection, 2,940 feet via path over half a mile, 2,300 feet via Lawrence and Irving, 640 feet extra walking using path. In contrast, the Parkside parking lot is 2,100 feet to the park and main intersection. At a recent village board meeting, the mayor called that lot an underused event parking area. Even so, it is about half full during the American Legion Cruise Night events and is used for skate park parking also. So the village is giving that parking lot to Firewater Barbecue in spite of many vacant properties like former gas station just north of Turner Park, which already have utility access. Keeping ugly vacant property, giving away useful parking lots, and misleading residents as to the benefit of very expensive projects is not my idea of good leadership. The stated purpose of the multi-use path is to make it easier for people to walk between the Metro Station area and downtown. Yet the village has allowed Metro 19 to keep the sidewalk on Lawrence closed to pedestrian travel from March 2022 to current over 30 months so far, much longer than even the Rodenberg Road closure. Sadly, that closure has been mostly unnecessary except to allow Metro 19 to violate OSHA laws regarding a secure construction site, leaving the gates open across the sidewalk for unmonitored truck access. So much for the concern of fair pedestrian access. The multi-use path also avoids access to several businesses. McDonald's, Dairy Queen, Dr. Dogs, and Dunkin' Donuts are only accessible if taking sidewalks instead of the path. I wonder how they feel about the idea. So for 2.9 million, we get a path that can add walking distance to events over using existing sidewalks, takes away many useful trees, and directs people away from some businesses that make a difference to our community. What a great project.
Thank you so much. So just for the record, that pedestrian bridge is being funded by IDOT through a grant process. And so this is something that I think from my perspective, and I want to say for the village board's perspective, if we didn't have grant funding, we wouldn't be pursuing it. This is something that we are pursuing to help connect things together for pedestrian access and also to help with the vitality of our expanding Main Street area. I think another big thing is we've had a number of people, including Mr. Erickson, highlight that there are pedestrian concerns about crossing some of our busy streets. And so having safe, unintruded access over Irving Park Road will provide a lot of access for people. The deal that's going on with the the Maple Avenue parking lot the village owns is, while we are giving the property to Firewater, there is a structured redevelopment agreement to that, in which case over the 20 years, the village would accrue both in property taxes as well as anticipated sales tax, millions of dollars in revenue for the village. And so while we are incentivizing development today, it is a targeted investment that we've done for a number of things, including the Italian Pizza Kitchen and other redevelopment opportunities where we've either discounted or given property away in hopes of redevelopment. And so adding the ability to have up to 3 new restaurants in our downtown, I think is a fantastic use of our resources from that side of things. And as far as the Metro 19, OSHA is a federal law, and so we can obviously take those complaints to the right party to investigate those as needed. But the pathway to the north of the construction site has been unobstructed to pedestrian access. So access on Lawrence has continued, even though it's just on the other side of the street.
That's it for advance.
Thank you so much. Do we have any members of the public here today that wish to address the board? Let the record show none. We'll continue on with officials and staff reports. Under mine, I'm very pleased and happy that we'll be swearing in 2 new officers today. So who wants to start? I'll ask the chief actually come up. Maybe the chief can pick and we'll get the show on the road.
So Henry Olson grew up in Oak Park, Illinois, and attended Oak Park River Forest High School. Upon graduation, he attended ISU and transferred to Dominican University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in business administration. Prior to testing for the Roselle Police Department, Henry worked in the construction trades, and his friends describe him as honest, reliable, and trustworthy, which is 3 great traits for a police officer. Currently, Henry's attending the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy with Camille Coletto, who's going to get sworn in just a minute, and is also slated for a mid-December graduation from Celia. So we look forward to Henry graduating the academy and beginning the field training process with the Roselle Police Department.
You'd raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Henry Olson,
having been appointed to the position of police officer
having been appointed to the position of police officer
in the village of Roselle,
in the village of Roselle,
in the counties of DuPage and Cook,
in the counties of DuPage and Cook,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Chief Barretto, the mayor, the village trustees, my family and lifelong friends for coming out and taking time out of their day and being my support system through the years. Thank you.
And next up is Camille Coletta, attended Buffalo Grove High School. After graduating, he attended both Harper College and Lewis University. In January of 2023, Camille was hired by the Roselle Police Department as a full-time CSO. Prior to this hiring, he was a part-time CSO with the Lake Forest Police Department. During his time as a CSO for us, he impressed his supervisors with his strong work ethic and his ability to follow detailed instructions. Camille is bilingual, with Polish being his first language, and he provided translation help for his shift on a number of occasions. So needless to say, we were very happy when he decided to take our police test. Currently, Camille's attending the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy with a graduation also slated for mid-December, and we look forward to Camille's graduation and his entry into our field training program.
I'd like to thank Chief Barretto to begin with, and the mayor and the board of the board here, as well as my family and my girlfriend, and of course, the department supporting me here today.
Congratulations. I get these badges with Velcro.
Well, the nice thing is it gets easier as you get promoted, you get more practice, right? So incentive to stick around. You know, we always, it's a joyous occasion when we get to welcome new people to our department, whether it's police or fire. And obviously you've got a fantastic team here to make sure that you get the right training and support, but also, you know, we know it takes a family, right? Your actual family, your friends, and your whole community to support you through this whole endeavor. And so from my standpoint as mayor and from the board's perspective, our number one commitment is to your family and friends, make sure that they come home safe every day and we give them the right support, training, and resources to make sure that they don't ever have to worry about what situation they're facing in the future. So thank you for sharing them with us, and we promise to get them back to you. So thank you again. And we have a very exciting meeting, but we understand if you want to celebrate other things and you want to go over to the station, by all means, you're free to leave. So no offense taken. With that being the case, I want to thank Green Roselle, and I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about it, for their second year doing our Roselle Recycles event. So we appreciate that undertaking, and it was beautiful weather. So I think last year was really hot. This year was a much more cooler temperature. So that was nice to see as well. I know we talked about a little bit through the public comment, but we are hosting a joint town hall meeting with the Roselle Library District on September 17th at 7 p.m. They're also hosting a number of independent sessions. It's a great way to, I think, hear both sides of what's going on and how that might impact the community before you make your decision in November. Other than that, that is all I have under mayor's report. Is there any trustee that has a report tonight? Trustee Domke.
I just have to say once again, the Polonia Day is September 29th, Sunday, and it's gonna be a good time for all. I will tell you that. I'm gonna be there for 5 hours. So it's at Montrose Market. Everybody knows where that's at. Good Polish food, good new Polish beer from Polonia. And lots of things for the kids, bounce house, balloon art, face painting, and whatever else kids like to do, I guess. Rocking good time, man.
Great. Thank you so much. Any other trustees have a report tonight? All right, village clerk.
Green convinced me, and I will also be at Polonia Day. Very excited. I just wanted to thank the Village of Roselle, the Roselle Police Department, Roselle Public Works, the VIPs, vendors, volunteers, and residents for helping to create another wonderful Roselle Recycles this past weekend.
Great. Thank you so much. Village attorney.
No report.
Village administrator. We'll move on to unfinished business. Tonight we have the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine, procedural, informational, self-explanatory, or non-controversial in nature and will be enacted in one motion. There'll be no discussion on these items unless they're removed from the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda tonight? The records show none. Tonight we have presentation approval of the village board minutes of August 26, 2024. Approval and release of the executive session minutes of September 26 and November 28th, 2022. January 9th, February 27th, March 13th, May 8th, May 22nd, June 26th, and August 14th, 2023, and May 28th and August 28th of 2024. Approve and hold executive session minutes of July 24th, 2023, and May 13th, May 24th, July 22nd, November 27th of 2024, and May 13th of 2024.
October 27th can't be right.
That can't be right. 2023, I'm gonna assume on that date.
Say July 8th.
Yeah, I didn't hear July 8th either.
of 2024.
I already went through that one. I was on item C. I was on item C.
Oh, I know, but on item B, I thought you said July 28th instead of 8th.
Okay, sorry. Well, contemporaneous, but May 20th and July 28th of 2024 then. Pass an ordinance approving a minor amendment of a planned unit development for the property commonly known as 230 to 840, I can't do numbers today now, East Irving Park Road, Roselle, Illinois. Pass an ordinance amending Chapter 10, Appendix 5 of Section 5A of the Code of Ordinance of the Village of Roselle, Illinois. Adopt a resolution approving a side letter agreement between the Village of Roselle and the International Association of Firefighters Local 4051. Pass an ordinance to declare surplus certain personal property of the Village of Roselle. And adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for the 2024 sanitary sewer lining project between the Village of Roselle and Performance Piping Incorporated in the amount of $235,000. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa. Trustee Delapenna, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe. Aye.
That motion carries. We have nothing under community development, but administration. Trustee Domke.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to pass an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a short-term lease agreement for the property commonly referred to as 333 East Irving Park Road, PIN number 02-02-302-016, Roselle, Illinois.
Second.
Any discussion on this?
Hmm.
This is for the vacant lot that's adjoining the Friendly Ford property and the Metro line. Could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe. Aye. Trustee Delapenna.
That motion carries.
I have no other motions.
Thank you so much. We have nothing under fire or police, but Public Works. Trustee Trejo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pileski. I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for the design build services for the fall lift station improvements between the Village of Roselle and Burke LLC in the amount of $515,000.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
You, any discussion? Seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe. Aye. Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
That motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between the Village of Roselle and Affordable Office Interiors Joint Purchasing Cooperative Omnia for the purchase and installation of furniture in the Devlin wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $37,468.31.
Is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe. Aye. Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
That motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution approving and authorizing the purchase of a camera truck from Standard Equipment Company through the Joint Purchasing Cooperative Sourcewell in the amount of $342,236.44.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? And I will just add, this is a very nice piece of equipment for us because it helps us actually check our storm sewers and our sewer pipes as well to make sure that there's any blockages or things like that, so we can do maintenance without sending a person in the hole first. So that's always nice to have, and helps us do some more investigations on our money instead of hiring a contractor. So we have a roll call, please.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe. Aye. Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
That motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Move on to finance. Trustee Forsythe.
Thank you, Mayor Pileski. I would like to move approval of the accounts payable list for September 9th, 2024 in the amount of $1,024,396.46.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
That motion carries. We have nothing under new business tonight. Is there any public, members of the public that wish to make a comment to the board at this time? The record show none. Is there any other business for discussion only? I'll just address, I know there's a lot of frustration right now with road construction in town. There's a number of large projects, and I think it's worth just having it on the record here. When we look at our roadways, there's not only Village of Roselle maintained roads, there's also county maintained roads with both DuPage and Cook independently. We have state maintained roads through the Illinois Department of Transportation on state routes like Irving Park and Lake. There's also Illinois Tollway Authority roads that can create havoc for us that monitor I-390 and all the exit and on ramps as well. And so I think right now is a unique situation where I think everyone except for the county has a project going on right now, all within a very finite area. And so, you know, I think it's important to note that while the construction that's been going on Rodenberg Road has been very long and intensive, this is something that we did jointly with Schaumburg, and it was extensive repair work that needed to be done. Doing it together with Schaumburg prevents 2 years of closures, one for Roselle and one for Schaumburg. So I think our coordination on that is going to be well worth it at the end, and they are hoping to be scheduled to open up before their date of November 1st. So let's cross our fingers on that one, but that will be something that we don't have to do or endure anytime soon once this is done, and that was paid through grant funding, which is super important. When it comes to IDOT projects, there's usually a 5 or a 10-year capital plan that IDOT publishes, but we really don't know if it's moving forward until the last minute after they do surveys. Budgets are kind of finalized with the state. And so the work that's going on right now for Lake and Gary, we didn't really have the final confirmation was going forward until late last year. And so while it is incredibly frustrating, we continue to escalate things to our state legislators on the performance of IDOT. Recently, our regional coordinator is no longer with the agency, and so they're hiring someone new. And so I hope that is a good sign that we're able to move in the right direction on that front. In the meantime, while it's not comforting, I know these updates will hopefully improve traffic patterns over time by adding dedicated right turn lanes, which would hopefully ease some traffic in the future. But in the meantime, it is absolutely miserable. None of us can avoid that. So we're all suffering with everyone. And I would say I'm very frustrated that we found out about the work that the Tollway Authority is doing to close the ramp through the end of the year. But again, if 2 state agencies can't coordinate together, you know, we can complain as much as we want and advocate for this community, but we are one community going up against the state on some of these things. And it is frustrating, absolutely frustrating that they are making decisions independent of it. So hopefully we will get through it, but it's gonna be painful in the meantime. But I do want to just publicly acknowledge that this is an incredibly frustrating time period for construction. Even if it will be good once it's done, hopefully. So
Seems to take really long for what they say. They're working on a ramp. That's gonna take till the end of the year?
that's what they tell us at least. And I mean, a lot of it is, it's above ground. And so there's a lot of reports about bridge repair work and grants and whatnot. And I think that's maybe a very good example of when there's different money coming from the Fed or other things like that. These projects can sometimes spontaneously pop up. I mean, 83 is miserable right now. And so I think what we're dealing with is similar to that, but I think that some other areas are also being hit pretty
They don't work
harshly.
3
So
shifts or anything, do they?
nope, but I also think that, you know, if they did, we would also be bearing the brunt of that with nighttime construction too in a lot of cases. So, but we'll get through it together. But I did want to just get on the record and just kind of acknowledge that I know it's very frustrating for everyone right now. So with that being the case, I'd like to entertain a motion to convene executive session for the purposes of to discuss collective bargaining. No final action will be taken, and we will be adjourning the meeting from executive session. Is there a motion?
Moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Kowski.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
I just have to ask one thing. Were you supposed to ask one more time if there was public comment?
Already did that.
You did.
Good.
Yep.